Now available in paperback. Those who refuse the gift of eternal life are condemned to wander in the darkness of eternal night. Get your copy of Eternal Night at online booksellers today. Depending on the sexual orientation of that black male. So a lot of these black people, they think that this is going to be an easy thing, but it's not, because we have to start reconciling these issues we have as related to the gender war, and we have to deal with that crop of beta males out here who look to follow the women instead of taking the lead. Now, in addition to that, we have to also start working on all of these numerous personal grudges that some black people have towards each other. And that's another issue that black people have, because we have all of these class issues as related to these black elites, these black bourgeoisies like the boule, and we also have issues with these baby boomers who practically are not really interested in getting any sort of change because they have gone out here and benefited from the current system. So there are people we have to not only try to work out of dealing with, but people we have to weed out, because in order to get towards black unity, we have to start vetting people, and we have to make sure that we have a solid base of people who are on the same page, because you're going to need everybody together to create that voting bloc, and you're going to need a solid group that is together to show that there is a voting bloc ready to go out here and stand behind a black agenda. And we also need your black people to understand that this, again, is not going to be an individual effort. This is going to be a group effort. Now, in addition to us working on our personal issues, we also have to start working on our economic issues, because as a block of people with over $3.3 trillion in spending and cash and credit, we have to understand the value of our economic dollar. And this is a big problem with black people today, because they have been culturally conditioned over the last 50 years to spend 97% of their money with whites and non-blacks and take that money out of their community, and then give the remaining 3% to the black pastor, who practically lives a lavish lifestyle at the expense of black people. So we need to get our dollar under control, and we need to start participating in group economics, because that's also how you start building your black agenda, by showing the power of the black dollar. And if the black dollar is outside of the black community, then how do people see the power of the black dollar? I mean, if all of your money is not being spent to build and maintain your community, then how do people see the value of your black dollar if you're spending it with everybody else? And in addition to that we also need to build up our black business base and our economic base, because in order for that agenda to have a real economic bite, you have to show again that there is a group of powerful black people who will go out here and work together. We can't have individuals going out here, because again, individuals do not show the value of the black dollar. When you have a united group of people and a united group of black businesses together, with showing the power of $3.3 trillion, what that shows to many of these politicians out there is that the black voting bloc is a tremendous asset, and the candidates of a black voting bloc can be someone you want to talk to, because they have tangible resources that make them somebody you don't want to cross. And when you're doing that, again, you have to get your group together. You have to get your group's mind right. You have to get your group's money right. And you have to get your group's mindset right. So that's once they get the group's mind and money together, then you can start working on developing the start of laying out the black agenda. Now, laying out this black agenda doesn't mean that everybody is going to agree. No, it means that there is going to be a group consensus of items that the group wants. It means there's going to be a group consensus of tangibles that they are going to demand, and it means that they're going to go out here and insist that these goals be presented to the candidates that they go out here and send to either the state house or the local city council. This is where they're going to start their targeted approach as related to agenda. But the whole thing with agenda is you're going to get all of these people together, these black business owners, these black families, these black people who are economists, black scientists, black doctors, black attorneys. You are going to get a group of people together, and that group is going to come together on that agenda, because again, the agenda has to be all of us, not just one individual. Each of us can come together on certain goals. For example, I have a goal that I would like to see in a black agenda as related to rebuilding the black man and investing in the black man. But other people may have agendas as related towards police reform. Others may have talking points that are of an agenda on reparations. And we're going to each take the strongest points and put them forward in the agenda we all agree on. And this is going to be an effort by all of us putting all of our points together to get our agenda on the platform. Because again, you're not going to be able to make an agenda on your own. You can make ideas of what you think would work in an agenda. Like I made an entire video on that in March about tangibles we should go after. But this is again going to be a group effort. And again, the first thing you need to do is get the group together. And that's where black people have a problem, because black people have, over the last 50 years and even before then, could not work consistently together as a group. We always let little issues get in the way. We always let our feelings get in the way. And that undermines us as a group and prevents us from being able to achieve our goals as a group. And we're going to need that group together on the same page, that group disciplined, that group having a resolve, a group having the ability to persevere. Because again, this quest for the black agenda is a marathon, not a sprint. And you're going to need to get your mind in peak physical condition. And you're going to have to get your mind in a place where you're ready for the long haul. Because when you're out here and you understand the whole business of running long haul, like I have as a publisher, I've been at this game for over 25 years, and I can tell you it's a long haul. You have to have that same mindset for black empowerment, because black empowerment is not something that is going to happen overnight. No celebrity is going to bring it to you. No white political candidate is going to bring it to you. You're going to have to go in here and put in that hard work, and it is going to be very hard work. It's going to be very long hours. It's going to be a lot of pain. You're going to have to deal with a lot of personal attacks. You're going to have to deal with a lot of verbal abuse. I mean, this is not something that is easy. I mean, if I think about something like what I had to deal with the passports or the Ice Cube videos, that's what you're going to have to deal with when you go out here and you start talking about a black agenda. And you're going to have to multiply that by at least 500,000 or at least 2 to 3 million, because when you think about how angry black people are, and I've run into that, especially when I was talking about things like trying to help homeless people. I mean, I've dealt with this type of anger and this type of resistance because many black people, they are comfortable with the current way things currently are, and those who talk about change, they complain about change, and when you start telling them they have to put the work in to get change, these are the same people who start backing up, start making excuses, and start running for the exit. But if you really want to empower yourself and get the change to the system in order to get tangibles for black people, then you're going to have to prepare for pain and you're going to have to prepare for sacrifice, because this is not, again, an easy road. And this is, as David Carroll stated, requires a lot of heavy lifting, and it's a rough road. And most black people, they don't understand what this is going to entail. They just think, oh, P. Diddy Combs and Ice Cube are talking about this, but this is a rough road, and you got to be prepared for that pain, and you have to be prepared for people not appreciating a single thing. And this is something, again, I've dealt with all throughout my career when I was working at AmeriCorps with homeless people, when I was out here publishing books. So I know what this road is, and I know how thankless a lot of this work is, but that's just part of it. And again, building a political agenda, that's going to mean people coming out of their comfort zone. That's going to mean people being asked to make sacrifices, and that's going to mean a lot of people not being able to live the way that they want to live. But that's all par for the course with change, because change is about pain. Change is about dealing with stuff you don't like, because in order to move forward, you have to, and change, you mean you cannot stay in the same place. And this is something black people, they're really not really thinking about. They're just thinking somebody's going to just show up, this magic candidate, because they're still with this Dr. King Messiah complex, thinking, oh, he's going to come and save us. But no, this is all going to be on us, and we've got to be ready to go out here and put in that work, because that work is going to be hard. It's going to be long. It's not something that's, again, going to be done in one political cycle, or one term of a president, or one term of a city council, or one term of a mayor, or one term of a governor. No, getting a black agenda put together, that's going to take decades, and it's going to take decades to just lay that foundation, because we have a lot of issues that need to be dealt with as related to just getting black people's minds right, and also working on rebuilding this black man so that he can start being the leader to start going out here and doing what needs to be done. Because if we don't take care of the family, then we don't have the base for the black agenda. And again, you need that black man there in order to really get stuff started, because we have all these groups, they're fragmented, and they're all fighting each other. And you'll hear the black women talking about, what about the black woman? Well, a black agenda is created by both the black man and the black woman, but if the black man's mind isn't right, then we can't really get anything started until we get him on the same page as the black woman, and both of you are on the same page, because we have to start working on all of these issues to get people on that same page, getting their mind right, getting them together, and getting them to work together, because everybody has to see the common goal. Everybody has to agree on the common goals that need to be put. Let me make that sure that's phrased right, because it's about getting your mind right and then getting you together so that you can agree on what goals you want to accomplish, and then you then go out here and you go and make the demands of the candidate that you chose, and you go vote for that candidate. But again, this is a long marathon. It is not a sprint. And black people have to get it out of their mind that this is going to be something instant and something that happens overnight, or happens with one candidate like a Barack Obama who promises hope and change. No, the road to getting change, and I know this from my own personal life, is a hard and long road. And you're going to have to make, again, sacrifices of toxic people, toxic groups, toxic family. It means you having to really go out here and stand on your own. And black people are going to have to build up that discipline and resolve in order to stand on their own and run this race, because the road to a black agenda and the road to black empowerment, this marathon is going to take everything you have in your system. And if you're not ready to prepare for that race, then it's not going to be you're not going to be able to move forward. So black people have to understand this is a marathon, not a sprint, and you got to get ready to run that 26 miles, and that prep is going to take time, and that's why it's something that's going to take decades to do, and it's something that black people have to be prepared for that long haul. I mean, this is not going to be some short sprint where some celebrity comes out here with a pre-made black agenda. No, this is going to be us going through pain, us dealing with people in our community who are toxic, us dealing with issues in our community that have plagued it, and us coming to a consensus about what goals we want to accomplish, and us dealing with those issues and putting them on a platform that we all agree on, because this is something that is about building the group, and this is about the group coming together for the greater goal. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to try some of my positive SJS direct fiction, like the ISIS series, the Eastdeem series, the John Haynes series, the Temptation of John Haynes, the Spinsterella trilogy, the Thetas, and many of my men's issues books like The Man Crisis, you can find all of those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them on Smashwords, the Google Play, and the iBookstore. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.